What's up, Nabs? It's Mega Man from Passerby and welcome to some more Pokemon HeartGold. Last time we started up our adventure, and yeah, we started up the adventure. We got our first Pokemon, Chikorita. How you doing, Chikorita? How you doing today? You're upset. You seem a little tired, but you didn't do anything right now except walk. Maybe a few steps. But anyway, we're back with some more Pokemon HeartGold. Today we're gonna be hitting up to Route 30, but first this dude's gonna come over and he's gonna give you one thing to add to your Pokegear, and that's the map card. If you guys remember last time, I said that you do get more icons in your Pokegear, and this is one of them, the map. This will be very helpful for later on for catching certain Pokemon. And yeah, as you can see here, these are all the gray things are cities, and all of the green ones are just they're honorable mentions, basically, is what I'll say. It's places you'll want to go, and then the red places are where you've been. So you'll see New Barktown is red, and Cherry Grove City is red, and then everything else that you haven't been to is either gray or green. And this blue route over here is a water route where you'll be surfing to get places. Alright, so moving on, let's go head up here to Route 30, and we're gonna head over to Mr. Pokemon's house, but we're gonna find a wild Pokemon first. We got a Rattata. How you doing, Rattata? Go, Chikorita! Oh shit, I didn't notice that Chikorita is a little bit low on health, so I'll have to go to the Pokemon Center. Actually, no, I have a potion. I don't need that. Fuck that shit. Oh, hey, okay, I missed. Come on. Okay, good. That was a bit of a gamble right there. Would have been bad if Chikorita was knocked out there. Alright, let's go into the bag, and let's go ahead and heal Chikorita. There we go. And now we'll head up to Mr. Pokemon. Of course, we don't have any way to deal with the encounters with the wild Pokemon in this grass other than taking off running, because walking through grass makes encounter rates lower. But hey kiddo, how in the world can you be so oblivious to my eye-catching house? I didn't actually mean to walk up there. I was supposed to go there, but yeah, if you walk into grass, there's less of a chance of you finding wild Pokemon than if you were to run. And yeah, so this guy's gonna come over and he's gonna be like, hey, do you have any apricorns? Apricorn trees, they have fruits and stuff, and you can make Pokeballs out of them. So he gives you an apricorn box, or apricorn box, and with this you can make Pokeballs later on in the game, depending on what apricorn you get. So if you go over here and you interact with this, you get a green apricorn, which I believe makes a Lust Ball later on in the game, but we'll go over that once that opportunity is given to us. So let's go head up here and shit. So Chikorita just leveled up to level 7. That's all I'm going to show from that battle. I'll skip out all wild battles from here on out, unless like leveling up happens or something like that. But for now, we don't have any way to stop how frequent... God damn it. Like I was saying, we don't have any way to stop how much we encounter Pokemon for now. There is something that we'll get later on in the game called a Repel, which will allow you to spray it, and it'll make Pokemon lower than you not appear in the grass. I'm surprised I didn't get interrupted there by a Pokemon, a rude Pokemon, but yeah, let's get over here to Mr. Pokemon's house. He was Mega Man. It was I who sent the email to Professor Elm earlier. Alright, so he's going to set you right there. He's going to go over to his little cabinet thing, do whatever that was that he just did, and he's going to bring this to you, the mystery egg. And that's going to go into the key items because, like I said at the beginning, it's detrimental to the story. Well, not really, but, you know, it's useful. And you'll get healed up right here by Mr. Pokemon, and that's useful. Then this dude with gray hair, if you recognize him from the beginning, this is Professor Oak. This is a Pokemon professor from a different area. Right now we're in the Johto region, but he is actually a Pokemon professor from the Kanto region, which is a region not too far from the Johto region. And he's going to give you the Pokedex. The Pokedex, this is basically an encyclopedia for Pokemon. It helps you know stuff about Pokemon, and you'll also register Professor Oak in the Pokegear. You'll get him to call him if you want to. But the Pokedex basically is oh, getting a call from Professor Elm. Hold on. Hello, Mega Man. It's a disaster. It's terrible. What should I do? Oh, get back here now. So he calls you. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, as I was saying, the Pokedex here, you're not really gonna need it if you're watching my playthrough, but you know, this is basically, it tells you everything about the Pokemon that you need to know. It has the height, weight, type, species, I don't know how to, I forgot what it's called, the Johto Dex number, I'll just call it that, is number 1, but you'll see in the bios it's 152. Chikorita is 152 because that is the national Dex number with all of the regions in Pokemon history. But in the Johto region, Chikorita is the first Pokemon. But yeah, you'll see the height, the weight, the type, the species, and a little description, just a little fact about it, basically. But, you know, I'll give you more about that in my bios, so you don't really need the Pokedex, because it's just for facts and stuff. And it will be useful later on if you want to catch certain Pokemon, but it shouldn't be that useful. But yeah, I'm surprised I actually did not run into any Pokemon at that point. But yeah, let's keep going down here, and we will head back to Cherry Grove City, and we're gonna head back to New Barktown because Professor Elm wants us back there so we can give the egg and stuff. But first, we're gonna get stopped by a dude with red hair. That's a Pokemon that's too good for a wimp like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. And this dude is gonna challenge you, red-haired man. Passerby boy. Hello, Passerby boy. He's gonna have a Cyndaquil. But depending on which starter you have chosen, since I've chosen Chikorita, I am fighting Cyndaquil. But if you have chosen Cyndaquil, he will choose Totodile. If you have chosen Totodile, he will choose Chikorita. It depends on what starter you chose. Whichever one is super effective against you is the one that he chooses. But if you're fighting Cyndaquil, you will be fighting a level 5 Cyndaquil with Scratch and Leer, I believe. If you're going to be fighting Chikorita, you're going to be fighting a level 5 Chikorita with Tackle and Growl. And if you're fighting a Totodile, you will be fighting with Scratch and maybe Growl as well. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. It'll be on the screen right here if I got that wrong. But yeah, let's just get right to the offensive. And Cyndaquil has Leer. Okay. Yeah, Cyndaquil I believe has Pound and Leer actually instead of Scratch. We'll see here though. Unless he keeps using Leer and lowers my defense and actually doesn't attack me, but if he does attack me, it'll hurt. You're doing okay for someone weak. Yeah, fuck you. I'm destroying you. You haven't touched me yet. You're gonna use Leer again. You lost. Cyndaquil, you lost. It's over. Passerby boy, you are a terrible trainer. Might I say so myself. And leveling up to level 8. And we beat Passerby boy. Are you happy that you won? And I get 500 Poké Dollars for winning. Do you want to know who I am? I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. And he shoves you aside. What a douche. Oh. And he notices, hey, give that back. This is my trainer card. Oh no, you saw my name. Yeah, basically, whatever your name you want to give him, you'll be able to give him that name because you technically saw his trainer card. So that option will be given in a second. So let's go ahead and go to Professor Elm's lab, and once we get there, we'll be able to basically name him and... Oh, whoops. Okay, I'm back. Fuck! Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get back to Professor Elm. Let's get in a New Barktown, and let's just head in here. Who are you? We're investigating the case of a missing Pokemon here. Rule number 1, whoever did it will come back to the site. Oh my, so you must be the one who did it? Ah, yes, because cops are always stupid in games and or movies. Hold on a second, he has nothing to do with it. I saw it. It was a red-haired boy looking into the building. Oh, he's like, oh. You batted a boy like that? Because, of course, your character in this game is mute and you don't get to say anything. Except give him his name. This is where you get to give him his name. So, let's give him a, stupid name. Okay, so I named him Silver because that's his name in the show and or the comics. So yes, I'm naming him Silver just because for the lack of a better name. And yeah, we're getting Silver, and he's gonna go try and find Silver. So yeah, Mega Man, I'm glad they understood your incident. See you later. And that's all she does. She kind of saves you and then leaves. Then you talk to Professor Elm. He's basically gonna be like, oh, you got the mystery egg. That's pretty cool. And he's gonna take the egg, and he's gonna be like, whoa, this is pretty cool. I've never seen an egg before. And Professor Oak gave you a Pokedex. That's awesome, because I took inspiration from him, and he's awesome. I think you should defeat all the gym leaders and the Pokemon League, but the champion's not easy. You gotta beat the gym. To make what he said easier to understand, he basically said that there are 8 gyms that you need to defeat. A gym is basically, it's a giant building with a bunch of trainers that are specialized in a certain type, and with those types you will fight a gym leader, and once you beat a gym leader you will get a badge. Once you get 8 badges, you get to go to something called the Pokemon League, which not the Pokedex. If I open up the Pokegear and check out the map that we just got, you'll see that the Pokemon League is all the way over here. We have to find a way to get there. Not there, not by Mount Silver. But maybe a little further. You can't really see it that much. Can I? No, you can't zoom out. Whoops. Alright, but yeah, it's over in this direction. You can't really go there yet. But yeah, you'll see that if you, I believe if you check here, you'll see, once you've unlocked them, you'll see which towns have gyms. Unless that's in, no. Yes, okay. You can see all of the towns that have gyms. If you go over their icons, you'll see a little gray, arch-looking thing, and that's a gym. That means all cities like that will have a gym. So, yeah. And now what we gotta do is we gotta go talk to Mom again, because we gotta tell her, you know, we're going out on a journey and probably never gonna see you in a while. And she's like, alright, what can I do for you? I'll save some money for you. So yeah, you can just have her save your money. I'm just gonna, cause whatever. And I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, you can take some money back if you need money. She will have some at her disposal, and if you need to buy stuff, you're good with that. And then, if you go out here, back to Route 29, you'll see Lyra's out here with her Meryl again. Lyra will come over here. She'll be like, oh, it's you. You can catch wild Pokemon with Pokeballs. Watch this. And she's gonna basically explain how to catch Pokemon in a little bit. They're just doing some weird jumping around, and that's not how you catch Pokemon. You'll see in a little bit. It's very, very simple. You'll see in a second. Pokemon will encounter. It will always look like this, but Lyra will have the starter that you are. Oh wait, no, she'll have a Meryl. My bad. She has the Meryl, and basically what you should do is you should attack, because once a Pokemon is lower on health, it's easier for it to catch. You can also give it a status condition, which is like poisoning, paralyzing, freezing. Not really burning or poisoning, but mostly paralyzing, freezing, or putting them to sleep. That would be the best one, and that would make it easier for them to catch as well. Then you go into your bag, go to the Pokeballs department, select a Pokeball, and hit use, throw it, and 3 shakes will happen. 1, 2, 3, and then it'll click, and that means you caught it. It can do 1 shake and then break out. It can do 2 shakes and break out. It can do 3 shakes and break out, or it can do no shakes and just break out right away. Yeah, that's what catch rate is. It's basically how much of a chance you have to catch a Pokemon when you throw a Pokeball. But you'll get different Pokeball upgrades once you get later on in the game, and they have different abilities. Like a Lust Ball would do better at Pokemon that are lower than level 30, and a Dusk Ball would be better to use in caves or at night. Since we're here on Route 29 and we have Pokeballs and we can catch Pokemon, let's go over the bios for the Pokemon that you can find on Route 29. First up on Route 29, we have Pidgey. Pidgey is possibly the first bird Pokemon you'll encounter in this game. The reason I say possibly is because Pidgey is only available in the grass during the day. There's another bird Pokemon on this route that's only available at night to counterpart Pidgey's role in the encounters. Pidgey is a normal flying type with either the ability Keen Eye or Tangled Feet. Keen Eye prevents any accuracy loss, meaning moves like Sand Attack, which normally cause the opponent to miss a lot more, do not affect the user. Tangled Feet is another special ability in which, if the user gets confused by a move like Confuse Ray or Swagger, the user's evasiveness or chance of evading attacks is raised by 20%. Pidgey evolves at level 18 into Pidgeotto, then once again at level 36 into Pidgeot. Pidgeot is generally fast with high attack and HP, however it lacks in the special department, which makes sense as it is a bird. Next we have Sentret. Sentret, like Pidgey, is only available during the daytime and it's the Scout Pokemon. Sentret is a very under-the-top Pokemon with generally low stats all across the board. Sentret can either have Runaway or Keen Eye. Runaway is a new ability in which it allows the user to flee from battle at any given time no matter the level difference. Sentret evolves at level 18 into Ferret. Ferret is a much better Pokemon, being much faster, gaining a larger HP gauge, and a somewhat high attack stat. Next up is Rattata. Rattata is possibly the first pure normal type you'll encounter in the game. Rattata is the nocturnal counterpart to Sentret, with a much higher attack stat than Sentret, and is also much faster. Rattata may either have Runaway or Guts for an ability. I've already gone over Runaway, but Guts is an ability in which when the user is affected by a burn, paralysis, or poison, its attack stat is raised by 50%. Rattata evolves at level 20 into Raticate, which is a pretty decent Pokemon across the board. And finally on Route 29 we have Hoot Hoot, the nighttime counterpart to Pidgey. Hoot Hoot can either have Insomnia or Keen Eye. Insomnia prevents the user from being put to sleep from moves like Sleep Powder or Yawn. Hoot Hoot evolves at level 20 into Noctowl, which is mostly good for HP and special defense, with fairly high special attack and speed. Personally, I prefer Pidgeot, but Noctowl is better if you want the final line of the evolution chain faster. Okay, so yeah, not too many. Oh, god damn it. So Chikorita just leveled up there, and Chikorita, I don't know why he called her Chikorita. Chikorita just leveled up there, and she learned Poison Powder. Actually, is it a she or is it a he? I'm not actually sure. Let's find out. It's he. Okay. Chikorita did indeed learn Poison Powder in that battle and leveled up to level 9. But yeah, like I said, there's only 4 Pokemon you can find on this route. But, you know, they're all new, so we could go over them in bios. Damn it. Okay, and alright, so yeah, you gotta deal with the stupid grass again as you go through. I'm gonna walk. I walked too, come on. Yeah, the wild encounter rates are just crazy. So to save myself the trouble, as soon as I get into Cherry Grove City, I'm gonna see if the Pokemart has repels, so I can buy those and just avoid all fucking wild encounters that I can avoid. So yeah, let's head over here, and let's just go to Cherry Grove City. Let's heal up first. I will be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back now. Let's go ahead and head into the Pokemart, and let's see if they have repels. Do you have repels? You do not have repels. Great. Does this clerk have repels? No, not the shelves. You. Do you have repels? You do not have repels. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we gotta deal with the grass until Violet City. Alright, whatever. Up here is Route 30. There are new Pokemon that you can find on this route too, 4 to be exact, so let's go ahead and go over them as well. First up, we have the first Bug-type Pokemon in the game, Caterpie. Caterpie is a weak Bug-type Pokemon with the ability Shield Dust. Shield Dust is an interesting ability. Shield Dust only negates the side effects of moves that leave Pokemon with status conditions. For example, the move Body Slam has normally a 30% chance of paralyzing the opponent. However, with Shield Dust, Body Slam negates the chance of paralysis. But moves like Thunder Wave, which paralyze the opponent and do not do additional damage, are not affected by the ability. Caterpie, like most Bug-type Pokemon, evolves at a very low level. Level 7 to be exact, into Metapod. Metapod gains a defensive boost, but still stays weak. Metapod then evolves 3 levels later into Butterfree. Butterfree is much better, with high special stats, it's very fast, and the rest is pretty meh. Weedle is the counterpart to Caterpie. Weedle is almost the exact same as Caterpie stat-wise, and it also has the same ability. Weedle, also like Caterpie, evolves to level 7 into Cocoon, gaining the same defensive boost, and then at level 10 again into Beedrill. Beedrill, unlike Butterfree, is more of a physical attacker, and I personally prefer Beedrill over Butterfree. Now we have the first game-exclusive Pokemon to introduce, Spinarak. Spinarak is only available if you're playing Pokemon HeartGold. Spinarak may either have Swarm or Insomnia for an ability. It's a bug poison type. Swarm is the bug type equivalent of Overgrow, Blaze, or Torrent. Spinarak has generally low balanced out stats, with physical attack taking the cake at the apex of Spinarak's stat board. Spinarak evolves at level 22 into Ariados. Ariados, like Spinarak, has balanced out stats with physical attack taking the apex. However, if you're playing Soul Silver, you'll encounter Ladybug. Ladybug is the bug flying type with either Swarm or Early Bird for an ability. Early Bird halves the amount of time the user spends asleep when rendered asleep. Ladybug evolves at level 18 into Ledian, gaining a huge boost in special defense, but everything else stays generally the same. And that's it for Route 30. Okay, so, Route 30, yeah, 4 more Pokemon that you can find. Jesus, Chikorita's almost level 10 because of how much wild encounters I've faced. Alright, I thought it was there. Okay. I'm gonna walk. Come on. Come on. Yes! Okay, got in without finding any Pokemon. Alright, here we have some trainers. So these are other fellow trainers that you can have battles with. So, I just lost, so I'm trying to find more Pokemon. Wait, you look weak. Come on, let's battle. This is Youngster Joey with his Rattata. Youngster Joey. Youngster Joey. If you guys know who Joey is on my channel, then you guys will know why I emphasized his name. But yeah, let's just go ahead and knock out his Rattata with a Razor Leaf. And there goes his Rattata, and we'll level up to level 10 with that. And as you can also tell, with trainers you get much more experience than you do when fighting wild Pokemon. You get much more from trainers than you do with wild Pokemon. And he will also ask if you want to register him. And yeah, I'm just going to register him. I don't know if I'll register other people. We'll see. Depends on how strong they are. You're a Pokemon trainer too, right? That means you have to battle. That's not what the text said, but I said it like that anyways. Youngster Mikey with his Pidgey. I think a tackle or two will take it out. I don't really need to use Razor Leaf, mainly because it's not very effective. But yeah. Someone just followed me on Instagram, and I don't really understand this name. So I'm just gonna ignore that. Alright. Why? What? No. Sorry about that. I just accidentally hooked up my phone to my computer and it opened something up. So let's use Razor Leaf. Pew, 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 pew. And that might take out the Rattata. Yes, it did. Okay. Get some experience here. And we just beat Youngster Mikey. Alright. So with that, I think we have reached the time limit for this episode, at least for my standards for the Pokemon episodes. I don't want them to be too long. So I'm going to end things off here because with the bios, that probably got it up to about 28 minutes. So I will talk to you guys later. My name is Mega Man 3000, and I will see you guys next time with more Pokemon HeartGold. Later.